Feelz Right Quiz Night.
What a delight.
We are here, we are queer, we are fabulous, and we are feeling it. Happy Queer Pride episode. We do one every season. Why only celebrate Pride in June when you can celebrate Pride every season at Feelz Right Quiz Night? That's
the perfect time.
That is the perfect time. It is a perfect opportunity. And I'm even wearing glitter. I don't know if it's reading out there, but it is definitely, I'm feeling it, and I was seeing it in the mirror. Anyway, hopefully you'll glint it off my cheek throughout the night. Anyway, hello, I am the Quizzard, and this is the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords, and we are absolutely thrilled to have you here. A huge welcome to everybody watching over on Twitch, care of the Annoyance Theater. Woo-hoo. You are our stream queens, and we love having you. Thank you for watching and for playing along. Those of you here in the Zoom room, playing, competing, the contestants, wow, the competition, I would say at this point, is getting hot to trot. And I think I'm just going to pass you right over to the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords, right away so he can get going on points while I do the ceremonial lighting of the Jeff Probst Memorial Candle.
All right, folks. Hello, good evening. Happy Pride, of course. Here with your recap. How did you do last week? Well, let me let you know. Third place teams from last week. Drum roll. Baby Sharks, Sleepy in the Suburbs with 1 point on the season scoreboard, and that means in second place 2 points on the season scoreboard for the Claudia Conway Emancipators, the Damn It I can't even talk tonight. The Damn It Janets,
you need to do a lip trill.
Nom Chomp, and Our Best Friends.
Woo!
Good job, which leaves.
So wait, those are the second place.
Those are the second place. I know
okay.
It's hard to follow along when I'm just stumbling through this, but
you're doing great.
we still have our first place teams from last week. Was it you? Was it you?
It was someone.
It was Dr. Quiz and Trivia Woman and Sleepy in the Suburbs. Clap it up, clap it up.
Okay.
This week, though, I really want to tell you, when we say that it is
still anyone's game,
I really mean it. In fact, tonight, I really, really mean it, because I really mean we're going to start the night out by giving out some bonus points. First off, 1 bonus point on the board for It's Just Us.
Okay.
They are always on it getting their answers into me, which I really appreciate it. They're just like, answers are sent in, and because timeliness is next to godliness, and I'm the god of the points, I bequeath 1 point to It's Just Us on the board.
That's very nice
and then you're welcome. You're welcome, It's Just Us.
Yeah, don't welcome me.
Thanks for the $20 to, just kidding. It's
oh.
all fair.
It's not true.
More bonus points though, because it's our Pride episode, and we're looking over here. We've got the Juicy Peaches in full rainbow and sparkle. Bonus point to you. We've got Glenn Close but no cigar and a sparkly face mask and rainbow hoodie. Bonus point to you. That's great. But that is not all. There's so much excitement with the points today because. Oh, I didn't even get to overall scores. That was the weekly scores. Now overall scoreboard. Woo! Are you on there? Well, you are. If in third place you are Floofzilla, Hard Quartet, and Just a Small Town Spice Girl, rocking out third place.
Okay.
Second place so far, Damn It Janets, Dr. Quiz and Trivia Woman, Sleepy in the Suburbs, which leaves our first place teams so far, Claudia Conway Emancipators, GNO, and Our Best Friends.
Okay.
Woo. But many of you are hot on their heels. Those teams are artists formerly known as Celine Dion, Baby Sharks, Nom Chomp, Only Pack 3 Pairs of Undies, and Today's the Bidet. Just hot on their heels, I'm telling you. The rest of you, you're what I refer to as hot for the hotties. You're not hot on the heels, but you're hot for those hotties. You're right there, you're down there, somewhere in the mix. And today we're really going to switch things up because I told you I'm point crazy. I told you it's still
anyone's game.
And this is not only the Pride episode, it's also the point in the season where we do the Surge and the Swerve to really even up the board. That means that for tonight, the high five, which is that 0.5 point bonus, it's out of here. Half a point, who cares? Tonight, it's the Surge. If you are down there, if you're any of those teams that I haven't mentioned so far, you're eligible for the Surge. So if you get a perfect round tonight, that's 5 points right on the scoreboard. That's going to take you really close, within striking range. It's still anyone's game.
So wait, so
That's
if
the
you
surge.
if you get a perfect round, you get 5 points on the season board. If that wasn't clear.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
gonna be like right up there competing with the big dogs.
Mhm.
And if you are hot on the heels of that scoreboard, if you're in those teams that I named as hot on their heels, artists formerly known as Celine Dion, Baby Sharks, Nom Chomp, Only Pack 3 Pairs of Undies, and Today's the Day, you're eligible for the Swerve, which is the surge on a curve, and that's 3 points for you if you get a perfect score on any round. So, it's on a curve, you're right there, but you don't want to, you understand, I think.
Maybe.
So, I hope. Anyway, it was very hard for me to speak this evening, so I'm happy to go back to my role as scorekeeper, as observer, as occasional chimer-inner, and throw it back over to you, Quizzer.
Cheers. I would say cheers, but I'm worried for you to have more gin.
Cheers.
No, I'm not. Cheers. Okay, so as you know, it's week 4, so we're going to start announcing the prizes this week, and that's exciting. So without further ado, let's get into the rounds. But before we do, friendly reminder that we abide by the honor system here. The honor system here at Feelz Right Quiz Night. No cheating. You have to just, go with what you know. Okay, we kind of missed that one. But basically, no cheating, no Google, no Siri, none of that. Whatever is jogging around ye ol' noggin, that's what you need to go with, okay? Or, if you're faced with a multitude of answers, go with the one that feels right. Okay, so without further ado, speaking of feels right to launch into
round 1, which, as you guessed it, is current events, as always.
Okay, here we go. Current events, round 1, question 1, contestants and stream queens. Are you with me? Here we go. Question 1. Among big news items last week are reports that Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine appears to be 90% effective. Not to be outdone, Moderna released their clinical trial findings today and are reporting a 94.5 efficacy. One of the challenges is that the vaccines need to be kept quite cold. While Pfizer's must be held at negative 70 degrees Celsius or negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit, the Moderna vaccine does not need to be maintained quite as frigidly. What temp must Moderna's vaccine be kept at? Answers accepted in Celsius or Fahrenheit, and we will accept answers within 5 degrees above or 5 degrees below the correct answer, regardless of whether or not you're going with Celsius or Fahrenheit. Okay? Moderna, what temp must Moderna's vaccine be kept at? Pfizer's must be kept at negative 70 degrees Celsius / negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. What temp must Moderna's be kept at? Not as cold as Pfizer's. Question number 2. In the fast food game, McDonald's is later than most to jump on the plant-based burger bandwagon. Having tested their meatless burger in some Canadian markets, the Golden Arches is going to roll out this new vegetarian sandwich along with a new chicken sandwich too. What is the new vegetarian burger from McDonald's called?
You must be so excited.
I am excited. Those of you who know me know that I am a staunch vegetarian and have been for the last 22 years. 3 or 4 years ago, I had a piece of bacon and I loved it. Question 3. The NFL has announced its Super Bowl halftime show headliner. This Grammy-winning artist, who hails from Canada, will take the stage in some capacity pending the pandemic as part of the big game on February 7th in Tampa. Who is the performer? Super Bowl halftime show headliner, Grammy-winning artist who hails from Canada. Who is this performer? Okay. Question 4. This past week saw the world's biggest online shopping event in China on 11/11. The annual blitz from Alibaba, the world's largest online retailer, is bigger than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. 2020's haul from this past Wednesday broke records again with an estimated 498.2 billion yuan in sales. That's 75 billion USD or 99 billion Canadian dollars. What is the name of this mega online sale? Annual blitz from Alibaba, world's largest retailer, on 11/11. What is the name of this mega online sale? All right, I'm going to take a sip of my gin, as I am wont to do. And some of you may have noticed that there are a few extra candles back here. We'll get into that in a second, but just feast your eyes. Question 5. There will be dogs in the White House again. President-elect Biden's two furry pals, who are named Champ and Major, will move into the White House with him in January. Also of note, Major will hold the distinction of being the first rescue dog to live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Moving up in the world. What breed are Biden's buddies? What breed are the two pups moving in to the White House? Okay, that is question 5. We're going to do a quick recap of the questions from this round. Question 1, at what temp must the COVID-19 vaccine be kept? Question 2, what is McDonald's new vegetarian burger called? Question 3, what performer will headline the Super Bowl halftime show? Question 4, what is the name of the one-day mega sale this past Wednesday online shopping event in China? And question 5, what breed are Biden's furry buddies? The lines are open. You can start sending your answers into the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords. The answers are coming in hot. We've got some keen peeps out there who want to potentially snag a bonus point like It's Just Us has for their quick and speedy responses. Stream Queens, if you're out there, how are you holding up? How are you doing? Contestants in the game, feeling good? Feeling hot? While you get those answers in, I'm just going to draw your attention. Decided to assemble a full altar of icons for the queer episode this week. We've got Frida Kahlo. Really struggled to get her lit this week, but got her. This is probably her final burn. Of course, we've got Rihanna, who what gay pride altar is complete without a prayer candle of Rihanna. Of course, Jeff Probst, always here with us, burning bright, guiding us through hostdom. And then also today we have this cat dressed in drag. This is a cat dressed up in an outfit from RuPaul's Drag Race. A little more on that later. Okay, so if you need a little bit more time, flash a thumbs up. I would also like to take this opportunity. Oh, it looks like everybody's pretty much got their answers in. I would like to also just take this opportunity to, okay, El Rayo del Norte, get your answers in there lickety split. But I would also like to take this opportunity to remind you that this is a fundraiser for the Ali Forney Center, especially this week, our Pride episode. The Ali Forney Center does wonderful work on behalf of homeless LGBTQIA2S+ youth here in New York City. Arguably one of the most, last week I think we got into who was the most vulnerable population, but we're not going to get into that. One of the most vulnerable populations, I would say, definitely are homeless LGBTQIA2S+ youth, and this is a wonderful way to support them. We are at about $735 of our $1,000 goal. So the Sidekick, I believe, has dropped a link to our donation page in the chat bar for the contestants. And those of you watching on Twitch, feel free to just Google Ali Forney Center and Feelz Right Quiz Night, and I'm sure you'll come across our donation page. Of course, that's Feelz Right, Feelz with a Z or a Z if you're in Canada. Okay, the round is closed. Your answers better be in. I think it was just El Rayo del Norte that we were waiting for. So I'm going to go ahead and just get right into these answers after I take a big ol' honk and sip of Green Hook Gin. Green Hook Gin, one of our many. The sponsors are starting to pile up here. I'm actually starting to lose control.
We're just too popular.
Is sponsoring the show, but Green Hook Gin is one of our sponsors, and we've been enjoying this gin. And they also have their rightful place in the Gay Pride altar here next to, just tucked in right next to Jeff. Question 1, here we go. Big news. Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine. Also today, Moderna announced theirs with a 94.5% reported efficacy. Of course, clinical trials will continue. We know that these vaccines need to be kept dang cold. Pfizer's a negative 70 Celsius or a negative 94 Fahrenheit. The Moderna vaccine, negative 20 degrees Celsius. So we would have accepted answers from negative 15 to negative 25 degrees Celsius or negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So we would have accepted 1 to negative 9 degrees Fahrenheit. That is question 1. Question 2, McDonald's. I have to say, I'm going to try it. I will try it. I will try it once.
Twice.
I'll try it once in March when I can get a Shamrock Shake, and then I'll try it one other time, okay? It's called the McPlant. Come on, McPlant. I feel like they could have done better than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to brainstorm some ideas just for fun on my own after the show. We'll do that in the after show.
No.
Okay, question 3. NFL announced its Super Bowl halftime show headliner, none other than Canadian R&B superstar, The Weeknd. The Weeknd. Definitely gonna sing I Can't Feel My Face. Hopefully gonna sing Love You, Me, You harder with Ariana Grande, and hopefully she'll make a cameo. Although, arguably, she's a bigger star. Whatever, it doesn't mean she can't do a cameo with him live at the NFL Super Bowl. Question 4. This week's biggest online shopping event in China on 11/11. What is it called? It is called Singles Day. Singles Day celebrates people who are not in relationships. That is the genesis of the shopping event. Of course, from what I understand, Singles Day has become a popular day to now get married. But the significance of the date, 11/11, is that it's 1111. It's like 4 single people standing in a line. And
all shopping and spending their money.
In a shopping line.
Yeah.
A pre-COVID shopping line. Yeah, so, you know, maybe next year they'll, I don't know what they'll do next year. I was just thinking, like, to get more space between the ones, they could do, like, but then it wouldn't be a date anymore. Okay, question 5. President-elect Biden is trotting in 2 pups, Champ and Major. What breed are Biden's buddies? German Shepherd. German Shepherd. German Shepherd. Okay, so let's just like move right along. Now, before I ding the bell and sort of officially get into this, let's be real. Britney Spears has been a gay icon from the jump, and she is back in the news this week, losing her motion in court to have her father removed as the conservator of her estate. Jamie Spears, that's his name, that's her dad, has been the legal guardian of his daughter's $60 million fortune for more than a decade, and a judge found that he can continue to control her finances for now. Spears has said she is afraid of her dad and will not perform so long as he's her conservator. So in honor of Britney, it feels right to launch into.
Round 2, which is titled Free Britney. Come on. You know the movement. You believe in the movement. Perfect for our Pride episode.
Free Britney.
Free Britney.
And that relates for today and in the context
I'm just
of
gonna grab
Feelz
my
Right.
Prerogative perfume by Britney Spears. Actually, it's a non-gendered scent, which I think they randomly decided to put on a pretty feminine scented.
It's pretty powdery.
Yeah,
It's pretty powdery.
but it's her non-gendered scent.
Good for
Debatable.
her. Good
Debatable.
for her. And we also, I meant to grab it and I forgot. We also recently this week picked up a copy of Britney Spears Blackout on vinyl, and it's a good album, you guys. Get into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and also before we get into the first question of this round, I would be remiss if I didn't flash this pic of the sidekick himself with the Princess of Pop.
I mean, I'm still grading, but I've got to say, it might look like a wax statue I'm standing next to in that photo, but it is indeed Britney Spears herself. That's right. I donated $20 to charity, and I happened to win VIP meet and greet tickets to see her perform at Planet Hollywood Las Vegas. There I am looking a little awkward because there's a whole preamble where they're like, don't stand too close, but also don't have your hands in your pockets. But if you do, don't take them out because you might scare her. It's a whole ordeal, and it's really actually pretty sad, and I felt a little guilty that she was being forced to perform for me, but I also was meeting, quote unquote, my childhood obsession, so there was that.
Yeah. How was the show?
It was very fun.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Free Britney, round 2, question 1. One of Britney's early and noteworthy performances was on the American classic Star Search, hosted by Ed McMahon. Britney appeared on the show in 1992 and delivered an iconic performance of Love Can Build a Bridge.
That's what she sounds like.
She is
Very
one.
cute.
It is very cute. She is one of many young stars who have gone on to massive careers after appearing on the show, like Destiny's Child. They appeared as a group called Girls Time. That's time with a Y. Aaliyah, also on the show. Tiffany and Canada's sweetheart, specifically Ottawa's, my hometown, Alanis Morissette. Along with them is this performer who appeared on the show in 1992. Who is he? Who is this performer? Feast your eyes and figure it out. 1992, Ed McMahon, Star Search. We got the knee wiggles. We got the clumpy steps. We got the cute facial expressions. Who is the... Oh, knee wiggle.
So cute.
Okay, that is question 1. Question 2. Toxic. One of Britney's best loved and most infectious songs.
Heard it on the radio today.
From her 2003 album In the Zone, and also the first for which she won a Grammy, which I think is a very well-deserved accolade for that
you think
particular
she shouldn't
song.
have won it before then?
I just think that song is particularly good.
Oh.
But on a more serious note, toxic is also an apt word to describe the world's largest dump that can be found in this country. The Bantarjabang dump has come into broader global consciousness since actor and activist Leonardo DiCaprio shone a light on photos of this toxic waste site released originally by National Geographic last year. Here are some photos, scrolling through them. This question is multiple choice. Let's just show you this picture first of the family living in the dump. The dump is actually a town. The town is a dump. The dump is a town. The question is multiple choice. In what country is this alleged world's largest dump? A, Indonesia. B, India. C, Bangladesh. D, Pakistan. Or E, China. The Bantarjabang dump. In which country can it be found? The world's largest dump. Question 3. Another of Britney's most indelible songs is 2013's Work Bitch. This is a fill in the blank situation, but instead of singing it, not a ton of melody to grab onto in this particular song. The lyrics will be performed as a piece of spoken word poetry by none other than the sidekick Mr. Jeffords himself. Your task is to fill in the missing blanks. There are 3 words missing from this work of spoken poetry. Over to you, sidekick.
Okay, let me just pause this. Okay. You wanna? You wanna? You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. You want a Lamborghini? Sipping martinis? Look hot in a bikini? You better work, bitch. You want to live fancy? Live in a big mansion?
Blank, blank, blank.
You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. Now get to work, bitch. Poetry.
Okay,
Really,
so what are the missing lyrics from 2013's Work Bitch as recited as a piece of spoken word poetry by the sidekick Mr. Jeffords?
It comes after you want to live fancy, live in a big mansion. Blank, blank, blank.
Mm-hmm. And that will also come back again when we do the quick recap at the end of this round. Question 4. Earlier this year, Rolling Stone put out their list of best debut singles of all time. And the Princess of Pop herself was at the top of this list for none other than the iconic Baby One More Time, naturally. Cruising in at number 2 on Rolling Stone's list is I Want You Back by none other than 5 brothers from Gary, Indiana, the Jackson 5. That consists of lead singer Michael, Marlon, Jackie, Jermaine, and who? Name the missing Jackson brother. Michael, Marlon, Jackie, Jermaine, and Holmes. Okay. Question 5. Britney performed her image redefining slong. Britney performed her image redefining song I'm a Slave for You at the 2001 MTV Music Awards and appeared with an albino Burmese python draped over her shoulders. The performance garnered negative criticism from PETA, but has gone down as one of Britney's most iconic performances for one of her most iconic songs. And
positive criticism from me because this song and this performance was my high school career.
It's also, that was your high school career, okay.
Oh yeah, every prom, every homecoming, every other school's prom, looking at you, lucky guess, you know, doing the choreo.
We're gonna unpack that in the after show as well. It's also my personal fave. If I had to choose one Britney song, that would be it. But anyway, okay, so true or false? The Burmese python is venomous. True or false? The Burmese python, albino or not, is venomous. Okay, the lines are open. You can start sending your answers over to the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords. We will also do a quick recap here.
Here we go.
Question 1, who is this? Performing on Star Search in 1992. Question 2, in what country is this dump? The world's largest. A, Indonesia. B, India. C, Bangladesh. D, Pakistan. E, China. What are the missing lyrics from Work Bitch? You want to live fancy, live in a big mansion, blank, blank, blank. You better work, bitch. Question 4. Michael, Marlon, Jackie, Jermaine, and Holmes Okay. Question 5. True or false? The Burmese python is venomous. Okay, get your answers into the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords. While you're sorting through those and making those last minute decisions, I am really excited to announce the first of 3 prizes for season 3. So the way this is going to work is we're going to announce 1 prize this week, 1 prize next week, and then 1 prize in week 6. And then the first place team competing in the Zoom room here is going to get the first choice of the prizes. Second team will get second choice. Third team will get third choice. Okay, so we've got a little logo for this prize. Okay, so the first prize today is a work of art by Brooklyn-based Brooklyn-based Texas-bred painter Christiana Rizzo. We have a couple of her paintings here at the house, 2 actually. So start by showing you this large one first. She works with acrylic on canvas. This is a large one. Not sure if you're gonna really be able to fit it, but here it is. This is what it looks like. This is one of the works
That's
of
3/4 of it, if you.
this is 3/4 of the painting by Christiana Rizzo. Beautiful painting. This one hangs in our bedroom, in fact. Okay, and then the other one is a little more easy to kind of, show you because it's smaller. And here it is, Christiana Rizzo. Christiana Rizzo, acrylic on canvas. The piece that she has made as a prize is here. It is an untitled painting. This is what it looks like. It is an 18-inch by 24-inch, like I said, acrylic on canvas painting. And I have to say, the large one that I showed you that hangs in our bedroom, I stare at it constantly. And I find it has just like really, really good vibes. I don't know if that's because I know Christiana and I'm friends with her and therefore it reminds me of her and that's what it is, or if it's just sort of channeling through her work. John doesn't know her as well as I do, so maybe he could speak to that if he's getting good vibes from the painting.
Yeah, the painting's very good vibes.
Yeah, so she's, I love her work, I love her art, and absolutely thrilled that she donated a painting to us to give away as a prize as part of Feelz Right Quiz Night, also in support of the fundraising efforts that we are doing on behalf of Ali Forney. So Christiana Rizzo, her Instagram handle is there. Stream Queens, encourage you. You're obviously not eligible to win one of these prizes. It's just for the contestants here in the Zoom room. But encourage you to hop on your Instagram and give her a follow. She also just opened a restaurant in the East Village with her husband, who's a chef. And we went there last week for the opening night in the rainstorm. So the restaurant opened, we ate outside, of course. The restaurant opened in a rainstorm during a pandemic. So it's really just uphill from here for them, right? Uphill? No. I don't know if that's the right expression, but you know what I mean.
Guys, my feathers fell off my pencil, so feel
it's
bad.
A sad day. That does not feel right. Okay, so now without further ado, let's launch into the Feelz Right Spotlight. Nom Chomp, coming for you. Let's see. I'm gonna unmute you. Okay. Ask to unmute. Nom Chomp, are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
Doing really, really well. I can't see your video right now, but that's okay. I'll just talk to you for now. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hi, Nom Chomp.
Hello.
So, Nomathy, could you please tell everybody what your real name is, at least your first name, and where you are currently located?
My real name is Dan or Daniel, and I'm in Toronto.
Okay. So, listen, you are our season 2 champion,
Wow.
and I believe in season 1 you came 4th place. So I know you are hungry to get back on the podium this year. Or this season. How has the competition been going for you so far?
Good. I feel like it's been harder this season, but that just might be my own. Yeah, it might be stupider.
No, you're definitely not. Okay, so listen, because it's our Pride episode, I wanted to talk to you as a member of the queer community, and I was hoping you might have some kind of an anecdote or something like that that you might share with everybody about when you felt your most prideful. Is there a memory that springs to mind about when you felt particularly Pridonian?
Pridonian. I mean, I guess I have various moments at times. I don't know if there was like a pinnacle of my prideness.
Okay, what would be one that would vie for the title as of the pinnacle of your prideness?
Um, I'm trying to think. You know what? I actually have a really strong memory of Pride one year coming to visit you in New York. I don't know if you
Uh-huh.
remember that. I think I might have.
A bit blurry.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened, Dan?
Well, nothing insane. But I do. The reason why I remember it was because I remember going to the march
Yeah.
and seeing Hillary Clinton in the parade, which was kind of a cool moment, and feeling, this was before she was running for president. I think she had just been elected a senator, so she was still, in very early stages of her political career. But I remember sort of finding that she was in a pantsuit. Someone asked about that on the questions, and she definitely was in a pantsuit. It was a blue pantsuit, actually.
What did it mean to you to see such a prominent figure, such a prominent mainstream politician? What did it mean to you to see her, participating in this march that, at its roots, was a riot?
Yeah.
What did it mean to you to see that?
I mean, so being Canadian, obviously, from a political perspective, Hillary Clinton doesn't really have a role in Canadian politics, but she's certainly an icon, and it was just it was sort of a moment, I think, of really just kind of seeing, in a positive way, seeing pride and celebrations of being gay sort of in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I think subsequent to that, there's been a lot, there's a bit of unease, I think, on my part with a lot of that sort of movement of pride towards being very commercialized and corporatized. But I think at that moment for me, it was a sort of a moment of kind of public acknowledgement and sort of more a symbol of sort of a widespread.
It felt like a genuine
acceptance.
support versus like some sort of a co-opting or like effort to try to garner support. It felt like or garner support, for her political ambition. It felt to you like a genuine showing of support.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was an attempt to garner support for her political ambition, but it I don't know. I felt it was a little. I found it to be more meaningful than that.
And I was with you for that because I don't remember that at all. So it obviously didn't leave an impression on me. I'm trying to think of anybody I'm actually just trying to think of anything at all that I remember from celebrating Pride. I'm just kidding.
Who knows where you were at that moment? You could have been.
I'm just kidding.
I don't want to say, but.
Okay, so you mentioned there were a couple other moments that were vying for the pinnacle of your Pridonium. Was there something else that came to mind that made you feel particularly?
Well, there was sort of the kind of a sort of mirrored moment to that was a few years ago. Justin Trudeau, I saw him at the Pride Parade in Toronto, which was, I mean, also good in its own way. But I found that moment was actually a lot more interesting because the same year he marched in the parade, Black Lives Matter was the Grand Marshal of the parade. And they actually, while he was in the parade, sort of had this moment of protest where they shut down the parade, shut down the route, and actually had a sit-in. And I thought it was kind of interesting, the fact that in the same parade, at the same moment, you had the Prime Minister of the country marching with Black Lives Matter, who were, in the middle of sort of a peaceful civil disobedience moment. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, in many ways, really in line with the genesis of what Pride
exactly
was.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Dan, for sharing your moments of pride. Is there another one not related to a parade that is coming to mind, or is it just you feel most prideful?
That's the only proud moments I have is attending parades.
Anytime Dan is feeling down, anytime he's feeling like he needs a boost, he just figures out where a parade is happening. He goes there and he just sees what happens. Okay, Good to know. Do you feel pride at any other kinds of parades that you might attend? Like
Santa Claus parade.
a lot of pride.
Yeah. Macy's Day parade. You name it. That brings the pride right out.
Dan is a parade queen. All right, well, Dan, thanks so much for being here and for being a part of Feelz Right Quiz Night. We love you, and we think you are a fierce queen and a fierce competitor. And best of luck to you. I know that prior to, at the beginning of tonight, you were just off the podium, but possible that you
Swerve.
might swerve.
That swerve. I'm gonna
Yeah.
swerve tonight.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
That would be a real upset to some people up above you.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. All right, Dan. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so well, before we get on to, I'll do the answers and then we'll do the, I'll do the answers and then we'll do the scores. Okay, so here we go. Round 2, question 1. American classic Star Search, the performer. Who is he? The answer is Justin Timberlake. Question 1, answer Justin Timberlake. Performing at 11 years
Look at those
old.
little knee moves.
They're very cute. Performing as Justin Randall. Question 2, Toxic. We were looking at the dump, the Bantarjabang dump, the world's largest, brought into global consciousness thanks to National Geographic and Leonardo DiCaprio's activism last year. In which country is it located? The answer is A, Indonesia. Indonesia, near Jakarta. Question 3, fill in the blanks of the iconic spoken word of the iconic word bitch. The missing 3 lyrics are...
You want to live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France?
You better work, bitch.
Donald Trump, you were so close.
Party
You were so
in
close.
France is what we were looking for there. Okay, question 4, the missing Jackson brother. Michael, Marlon, Jackie, Jermaine, and Tito. Tito Jackson, who I believe is the 3rd eldest Jackson sibling. Don't quote me on that. Question 5, the albino Burmese python.
As seen on this pin
Uh-huh. Yeah.
that I was wearing earlier.
Is the Burmese python venomous? False. The Burmese python is a non-venomous constrictor. While it's very rare that pythons kill humans, if they were to, they attack in an ambush and wrap themselves around their prey, thereby crushing it, squeezing tighter as the victim exhales. Oh, and by the way, they originate from Burma, but are now considered an invasive species in Florida, in the Everglades, and from what I understand, it's actually something of a problem.
Be careful out there.
Yet another reason to scratch Florida off the list. No offense. But I mean, come on, Florida. Okay, all right, here we go. Feels right to launch into...
Me giving you the point update
Right.
so far. 2
Sorry.
out of 3 rounds.
I'm just so
Jeez,
excited.
that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Guys,
Forget that. Unding.
this episode, you guys are hot. You guys are on fire.
Really?
Oh, yeah, these points are outrageous. It's amazing. So, in 3rd place so far, we have El Rayo del Norte, Floofzilla, Glen Close but No Cigar, House of Pernt, Only Pack 3 Pairs of Undies, Shaved Mango, and today's The Bidet.
Wow.
In 2nd place so far, artists formerly known as Celine Dion, Claudia Conway, Emancipators, Gobble Me, Swallow Me, Hard Quartet, Lucky Guess, Nom Chomp, Shameless, Sleepy in the Suburbs, Strasser Things, Tank, and Toilet Paper. Woo! I see Tank celebrating. I love it.
Wow. Okay.
So, who's
A
in
lot-
1st place?
A lot of people are
Who
vying.
could it be? I think you probably know because you're feeling pretty good. GNO, Madam Cha-Cha Chantrell, and Our Best Friends are rocking it in 1st place so far. But we still have 1 more round, so don't get too comfortable. Let's get into it.
All right, it feels right to launch into...
Round 3, which is Quotable Queers.
Quotable queers. Okay, folks. So queer people have been dropping nuggets of wisdom for years. For this round, you must match the words spoken to the queer who said them. Okay, so 10 points, 10 queers, 10 quotes, half a point each for a total of 5 points for the round. Okay, so gonna start by giving you a list of all the notable queers. Jot them down.
All the notable queers ever.
Jot them down 1 through 10, and then we're gonna go through the quotes A through whatever the 10th letter of the alphabet is, and you're going to put the answers together like, you know, just this is just making it up, like 1 M. M isn't one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then 2 X, 3 Y. You know, going like that. Okay. If it's not clear, get it together, figure it out, and you're going to. So here we go. We're going to start by going through the notable queers, get those down, and then you can start mixing and matching the quotes towards them, okay? We're going to go through the quotes twice as well. So here we go. Notable queer number 1, Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk. So you can jot that down. Number 1, Harvey Milk. Number 2, Janelle Monáe. Number 2, Janelle Monáe. Number 3, Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh, I should put sir.
It's okay.
Dang,
Ian
that was rude of
McKellen.
me.
Sir. Number 4, Tennessee Williams, one of my personal icons. Number 5, Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono. 6, RuPaul. RuPaul. 7, Sylvia Rivera. 8, Laverne Cox. 9, Oscar Wilde. And 10, George Takei. Of course, part of knowing who said what is knowing who these people are. Okay, so now we are going to start going through the quotes. Quote A. So match this to the appropriate number. It is revolutionary for any trans person to choose to be seen and visible in a world that tells us we should not exist. Quote A. And we will go through these again after we go through them once. Okay? Take the notes that you need in order to make your way through this round.
In order to succeed.
This is a very pen and paper kind of round, I think, or just key on finger in a blank email. I would, you know, if it were me, I would be doing a lot of mixing and matching. Quote B. The overall commentary on what I'm doing is saying, hey, look, I get to create whatever persona I want to, and it's all up to me. And the truth is, we are all basically the universe, pretending to be humans for a brief moment of time. Quote B. Quote C. What is straight? A line can be straight or a street, but the human heart, oh no, it's curved like a road through mountains. Quote D. If you help elect more gay people, that gives a green light to all who feel disenfranchised, a green light to move forward. Quote E. I've been embraced by a new community. That's what happens when you're finally honest about who you are. You find others like you. Quote F. I consider myself to be a free ass motherfucker.
I was trying to bleep.
That was
you,
like a
but you-
censored. Yeah. Okay. Quote G. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Especially if it's Singles Day in China.
1111, make a wish.
Quote H. We should indeed keep calm in the face of difference and live our lives in a state of inclusion and wonder at the diversity of humanity. Quote I. Personally, coming out was one of the most important things I've ever done, lifting from my shoulders the millstone of lies that I hadn't even realized I was carrying. Final quote J. I'm not missing a minute of this. It's the revolution! Okay, so now we're gonna whip through these one more time. If the lines are open, you can start sending your answers into the sidekick if you would like. We're gonna go through the quotes again. Quote A, match it to the person who said it. It is revolutionary for any trans person to choose to be seen and visible in a world that tells us we should not exist. Quote B, going at just a slightly brighter tempo. The overall commentary on what I'm doing is saying, hey, look, I get to create whatever persona I want to, and it's all up to me. And the truth is, we are all basically the universe pretending to be humans for a brief moment of time. C. What is straight? A line can be straight or a street, but the human heart, oh no, it's curved like a road through mountains. D. If you help elect more gay people, that gives a green light to all who feel disenfranchised, a green light to move forward. Just looking at that quote and wondering if I got it wrong somehow, like a green light to all who feel disenfranchised, a green light to move forward. Anyway.
A green light to move forward.
A green light to those who are disenfranchised, a green light, so they're getting 2 green lights?
So
Anyway.
he's just restating. It's like a green light,
it's like
and that's what the green
light
is.
Okay, got it.
They said it, not you.
E. I've been embraced by a new community. That's what happens when you're finally honest about who you are. You find others like you. F. I consider myself to be a free-ass motherfucker.
Hey.
Sorry, kids. G. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Written on the walls of people celebrating Singles Day in China everywhere. I'm just gonna keep saying it. H. Oh. Uh-oh. We gotta, I don't know, we've gotta freeze.
Well.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just go on with, okay, H. We should indeed keep calm in the face of difference and live our lives in a state of inclusion and wonder at the diversity of humanity. I. Personally, coming out was one of the most important things I've ever done. Lifting from my shoulders the millstone of lies that I hadn't even realized I was carrying. And then finally, J. I'm not missing a minute of this. It's the revolution. Get your answers into the sidekick, Mr. Jeffords, as quickly and promptly as you can. Friendly reminder that we do post a clue to our Instagram every Monday before the quiz. We call it the clue collage. Embedded in the collage is basically anything and everything you've ever needed to know about the quiz. And, I like to say, let it wash over you and inspire your subconscious. Open your third eye to the clue collage and see what springs out of your subconscious into the evening's proceedings. That's how the clue collage is intended. Okay, so you've got about 30 seconds to get your answers into the sidekick. If you need a little bit more time, go ahead and flash a thumb up. Okay, only packed 3 pairs of undies. I see you. And I think that maybe Shaved Mango also needs a little bit more time. Okay, you've got, and hammocks. Okay, you guys, you've got about 25 more seconds. Match the queer to the quote, and the quote to the queer, and then we will go over them together. Sidekick just made a gesture that led me to believe that he was disappointed in one of the answers he just received from someone.
No comment.
He will neither confirm nor
No
deny.
comment.
He will neither confirm nor deny.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
You got this. Sorry,
You
I
got
mean,
this. A word of
nobody's-
encouragement from the sidekick.
Listen, it's not important to win. It's important to play and to have fun.
That's true. And to have a glass of gin or a glass of sparkling water if that's more your speed. Okay, so about 10 more seconds to get those answers into the sidekick. Spanish Inquisition seems to not be very confident in their performance in this round. Okay, closing the round of submissions. Get your answers in. All right, now let's go through the responses. Okay, so Harvey Milk, 1D. If you help elect more gay people, that gives a green light to all who feel disenfranchised, a green light to move forward. It really is in the delivery. Number 2, Janelle Monáe, F. I consider myself to be a free-ass motherfucker. Number 3, Ian McKellen, I personally, coming out was one of the most important things I've ever done, lifting from my shoulders the millstone of lies that I hadn't even realized I was carrying. Oh, also just to go back for 2 seconds, those of you who don't know, Harvey Milk, first openly gay person elected to public office in California. Janelle Monáe, of course, pop and R&B songstress slash goddess slash actress, Janelle Monáe. And Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, he actually came out in 1988, just when he was just shy of 50 years old. I would imagine that would have been a pretty bold move for him, even though obviously he publicly came out later in life. Woo! Considering the time in the 80s, I think as a public person coming out at that time, that was a bold, brave thing for him to have done. So thank you, Ian. Person number 4, Tennessee Williams, matches to quote, see what is straight, a line can be straight or straight, but the human heart, oh no, it's curved like a road through mountains. Person number 5, Chaz Bono, pairs with quote, E, I've been embraced by a new community. That's what happens when you're finally honest about who you are. You find others like you. Of course, Tennessee Williams, I forgot to mention, iconic playwright of such plays as Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Orpheus Descending, Streetcar Named Desiree, just kidding, Desire, and the iconic, what's that one called again? That's semi-autobiographical about with him and his mother and his sister. Night of the Iguana, but the one with his sister. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of the name of this play right now. It's his first play. It was his big breakout. Anyway, it's okay. I mean, it is criminal.
Rose Tattoo.
No. All right, anyway. RuPaul pairs with B. The overall commentary on what I'm doing is saying, hey, look, I get to create whatever persona I want to. The Glass Menagerie. Thank you, Tiger, of course. The overall commentary on what I'm doing is saying, hey, look, I get to create whatever persona I want to, and it's all up to me. And the truth is, we are all basically the universe pretending to be humans for a brief moment of time. RuPaul. Of course, the host of RuPaul's Drag Race and iconic drag superstar. Person 7, Sylvia Rivera. I'm not missing a minute of this. It's the revolution. Sylvia Rivera, a key figure at the Stonewall riots in the 1960s here in New York City. She was only 17. Trans
Wow.
woman.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
Person number 8, Laverne Cox, pairs with, quote, A, it is revolutionary for any trans person to choose to be seen and visible in a world that tells us we should not exist. Of course, Laverne Cox, Emmy-nominated actress and first openly transgender person to appear on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine. Person number 9, Oscar Wilde, pairs with, quote, G, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Pretty sure he had Singles Day from Alibaba in mind when he wrote that quote. Of course, Oscar Wilde is the famous gay writer and provocateur from England, writing in the 1800s. Went to jail for being gay. Person number 10, George Takei, pairs with, quote, H, we should indeed keep calm in the face of difference and live our lives in a state of inclusion and wonder at the diversity of humanity. George Takei, of course, iconic actor from the original Star Trek and now very outspoken queer activist. Okay, I mentioned the clue collage earlier. Just gonna show you this week's clue collage. It looks like this. A lot there to unpack and
I see it all.
decode. It's all right there. It's all just right there under the surface. For example, I see the people whose quotes we lifted. There they are, all their mouths.
I see a Bugatti.
How could you have
You
not
want a
known?
hot body?
But we will do a full unpacking of the clue collage tomorrow on our Instagram stories. So if you're not following us at Feelz Right Quiz Night, please do, and you'll get the whole lowdown on what that all means. Okay, so we are going to do the points from this week, next week, including the surge and the swerve, which I know is going to
Guys, things are about to get shifted.
Things are about to get shifted.
It's exciting.
Yep, it is exciting. And so, until then, sleep tight, fight the good fight, be polite, and always do what feels right.
Good night.